What's up? This is Africa's Perspective.
Pentagon, or me, Joey.
Welcome to Africa's Perspective. This is Africa. First off, let me say sorry for the webcam and the darkness. It's early and my daughter's sleeping, and I just wanted to get this message out because this is something that I know I need for myself and maybe somebody else does need to. If you follow me on my blog, africaperspective.blogspot.com, no more New Year's resolutions, turning wishes into goals into goals into accomplishments. And now it's time to get to the nitty gritty of what is really needed in that check, what is really needed to accomplish these things. I only could bring you what I'm learning thus far. I'm not a life coach, I'm not a therapist, I am just an individual going on this journey. And if I can help one person, then I've done what I'm supposed to. Let's get to it. Hopefully this video won't be too long. Change is easy. You can change your hair, you can change your friends, your school, your address, your clothes. But maintaining a changed mindset and attitude is the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing because fear will get in. Fear paralyzes. Fear creates self-doubt, self-consciousness. Fear allows you not to move and stay stagnant in the position that you're in. I know because I live it. So fearful to express my creative nature and maintain my stagnant way of life. And it's no one else to blame but me. Fear manifests itself out of aggravation, frustration, anger, pain. It manifests in different ways for everybody else. For me personally, it's frustration. It's sleepless nights. It's insomnia because I have this thing. It's just like, I have all this to get out and I'm not getting it out. Why? Because I allow fear to paralyze me, to keep me from doing what I need to do. It is good to have fear, like, let's say you're jumping out of an airplane and it's time to do the 1, 2, 3 countdown check. It's good fear. It's good to have a healthy amount of fear when you're about to pop out a baby. I've done that. Just a little bit afraid. It's good fear. Good fear. When you see a dog running after you down the street, that's good fear. But the fear I'm talking about is the fear that prevents you from changing your mindset and keeping it that way. It's the fear that prevents you from being consistent in what you're doing. Changing consistency is key. Changing consistency is key in regards to moving forward in your goals and accomplishing them. It's key. It's a key component. I've changed in many ways. But I haven't been consistent with this change. That's why nothing really has manifested beyond a poof. And I'm trying to figure out why I don't feel this grandiose fanfare that I think my thought, my effort really warranted until I had to check myself hard and say, what are you doing? This is crap. Obviously, what you're doing is a waste of time because it's not manifesting anything. You're not growing. You're growing, yeah, but by inches and not by feet. Yes, you should be happy in the position that you're in because you're greater than, especially for me. I don't know about anybody else, especially for me, and it's an emotional and mental state I was in a couple of years before. I'm in a way better place. Let's just say that. And yeah, I grew that way and I've learned, but I'm not growing in other aspects for me personally. And it's time for me to do that. Because who wants to sit here all day and be stagnant? Like stale water getting that film over it. Nobody wants a film over them being stale. So I had to change. Consistently change. Not even consistently change. Consistently maintain it. It's going to be hard. I can tell you now, 4 days into the new year, and it's hard. Because I've started prior to the new year. And I've been getting beat down. Not physically, but it's coming at me. Bam, 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 bam. You know, like Ali and Frazier. You're like, where is all of this coming from? Well, why am I getting all this grief? I changed. And I was, it's not even that I changed, that I was consistent in this change. And then people don't know how to handle it, or it's just, folks do not know how to handle it, or it's just, you know, it is what it is. But I could no longer be fearful of what would result I could not be fearful in what would result in me being consistent with my change. I could not be fearful no longer. No longer could I sit here and want things to happen and put in a mediocre result, like mediocre effort, and expect something great to come out of it, because it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. I cannot realistically say that it's gonna work. I cannot sit here and lie to myself or you, because this is my own personal journey on the things that I need to do for myself. There are things that I'm doing that I would never 6 months ago, not even 6 months ago, 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have done. And I'm doing it. 2 weeks. Because I just released and allowed the change to stay and be consistent and not revert back into my old ways of just, okay, it's not happening, let me just, and mouse up. For what? Well, what good was that doing me? It wasn't doing me it was doing me no good. No good. I don't know for you if it feels good, just not, either you're growing in one aspect and you're not growing in another aspect, and it's just you feel this like aggravation. It's like, I know there's more. It has to be more. And it's more than material things. It's not about a material possession. It's just more. It's more than living, not even living, it's more than existing. You need to live, enjoy. Yes, it's going to be, I know, in this change and that ripple effect of constant change that I've done, I stirred the water up. And I have people asking questions and wondering, like, what's up? But if you really kept a real-time communication with me, you already know what was going on. But I do not keep a real-time communication with everybody. It's a certain group of people. We all have that certain group of people that you keep a real-time communication with. But if they're not seeing you actually move forward, it's just yaga yaga. You're talking crap. Yaga yaga yaga. Wah wah wah. Change it. YouTube it. I would never think I'll be on YouTube ever in my life. I've been a YouTube subscriber before YouTube became commercialized. Before the beauty gurus and the hair gurus and the this and the that and the other, I was watching YouTube long before that. Then when they made you subscribe in order to, I've been on this thing, it's called technology, for a long time, but never manifest. Blah. Because I already knew what I thought I knew. And then reality hit me. Then I look stupid. The reality is, I thought I knew something I didn't know. Fear to find out. Fear to change. Fear to be consistent in the change. And look what happened. You stop. What I was doing was garbage. Not everything. Not everything. But some things I was doing was straight garbage. Garbage. I will admit it. It was garbage. You have to admit it to yourself too. It's like certain things that you're doing is garbage. It's stank. You got to get rid of it. Whether it's the attitude, people around you. You can't say you want 1, 2, and 3 and you want F and G. It is not consistent in the change that you're trying to do. Consistency quantifies your change. You know? Me personally, I know I have to be consistent in my change. The more consistent I am in my change, the more I see what what's supposed to roll out. If I don't roll out and walk in through upside down and under fear, take that sucker by the hand and say, come on, man, we got to go. I can't sit here with you no more in politics. Politicking with fear paralyzes you from doing any damn thing. Nothing. You can't do nothing when you sit down, talk down to fear. You can't change and you can't be consistent with your change. It doesn't do anything for you. You know? I'm trying to beat it in my head as well. Change and be consistent. Consistency quantifies change. You cannot politic with fear and expect anything to get down. You know? You cannot politic with fear. You cannot sit up here and talk to fear and say, hey, what's up? And, oh, I can't do this. And, oh, I can't do that. And be afraid to click and turn on your light. And then wonder why nobody sees you when you walk in the room. That's my biggest issue. I have been the biggest person in the room and nobody saw me. Before, when I was 240 odd pounds, sophomore in college, self-conscious and fearful, paralyzed. I was a quadriplegic in fear. You could not get me to do certain things that I'm doing now. You could never get me to do. God honest, things that I have gotten offered in my lifetime and I have never took advantage of it. And now the opportunity is gone and I can't get it back. I got to change that. Fear paralyzed me. I've been politicking with fear for years. And it paralyzed me. I couldn't change. Sorry. It's not that I couldn't change. I wouldn't change. I could change. I did change. I wouldn't stay consistent with it. Get real. Africa, get real. Your ass wasn't consistent with the change. This dread here was not consistent with the change that she wanted in her life. Period. How many of you out there have been, you can honestly say the same thing. I want this in the 2013, now you like 2013, 2012, all these years prior that you wanted so much and you ain't doing nothing. I can say that. I wasn't doing nothing. I was talking a good game, but I wasn't moving my feet for nothing. I was moving my feet to the refrigerator to go eat some food. And it's just, it is what it is. I had to learn. Change it. Stay with it. Consistency. Consistency is the key. Consistency quantifies change. Politicking with fear does not give you anything but paralyzation of nothing. Politicking with fear? For reals? When you politic with fear? Man, damn. You jack the hell up. I know. I politic with fear for so long. For so long, I politic with fear, and I'm sitting here as I'm talking to you, the epiphanies are just coming to me. Bam, bam, bam. Like, God is telling me, see what I wanted you to see, realize for the long. You've been politicking with the wrong person. Fear. How else you gonna change? Fear. Fear has kept me from consistently keeping my change up. Well, fear, we're gonna have to roll out now, don't we? You know? This was Africa's perspective. No more New Year's resolutions. Change the consistency. And to recap, you can change all day, but if you're not consistent with it, you're just politicking with fear and being paralyzed in life. I should know. I've been there and done it too many times, more than twice. So now, I'm being consistent with my change. No longer politicking with fear. We rolling out. And I'm going from being fearful just to being afraid because of the unknown, and not fearful because I don't even want to try. This was your girl, Africa, and this was Africa's Perspective. I'm out.